American Indians are outraged at US Senator Charles Schumer's comment on Infosys. Schumer had termed the Indian IT giant a chop shop, a slang used to refer to an illegal business. The US Senator is also considering levying a tax on American companies which do business with Indian IT firms, a move that may adversely affect Indo-US trade.
Individual Indians as well as both Indian and US companies have expressed outrage at Senator Schumer's remarks as well as his proposed legislation. Several US bodies, including the US India Business Council, plan to write to the House and Senate expressing their reservations. They're concerned not only about the implications on Indian IT companies, but also the impact on broader Indo-US trade.
Right now, Michael Coyle, the director of US India Business Council in Washington, has called the senator's comment unfortunate and feels that the senator shouldn't have singled out Infosys. Take a listen.
But I think there's general unease at some of the comments, and there's concern, obviously, with the legislation. I personally think the comments were unfortunate, and we certainly hate to see specific companies singled out by prominent politicians, as I think this sets a very bad precedent. But generally, I would say there is concern among companies, particularly with the legislation and the implications that the legislation will have on the bilateral economic relationship. Well, we're working closely with a number of key business organizations here in the United States to raise our concerns directly with congressional leadership. We're going to make it clear that we believe that these types of policies will harm America's economic interest and could undermine the growing economic trade relationship with India.
We are a good corporate citizen. We are not what the senator says we are. So we feel distressed and hurt and upset at what has happened. I think NASSCOM is taking up the issue, and we're working with NASSCOM behind the scenes to make sure we must treat it with quite dignity. We must understand that politicians respond to their constituencies. Yes, I think the Indian government should react to this and quietly tell them that our companies which work in America are good corporate citizens and we follow the rules. Just like American companies who come to India and set up business, they too follow the rules.
Senator Schumer's office told Times Now that he will not be available for an interview. But US experts tell us that there's still some time before the final voting on the proposed legislation. First, it has to move to the US House of Representatives, another US body, and then it will be reintroduced in the Senate. So the final voting in the Senate may only take place later in September. In New York, Natasha Srani for Times Now.